The first thing that I want to talk today with a lot of people that send in stuff is how to increase rotational acceleration. Okay, so and I'm going to go fast and try to go through everybody's, and I'll ask some questions at the end or as you're here, so that if you're on live and I'm showing footage of your kid, you can hop on and get off if you need to. But rotational acceleration, just so we understand what it is and what we're trying to do, because it's a huge component of training kids to hit for power. So it matters because it's like measuring a Honda and a Ferrari that are in a 0 to 60 mile an hour race. Both the Honda and the Ferrari are going to get to 60 miles an hour, but the Ferrari, the stock version anyways, can accelerate to that faster. So what you have here is if you can accelerate the bat faster, you can wait longer to see pitches. And so the MLB average for G forces is about 17. And what happens is a little graphic that represents kind of what happens if you can make your decision to swing around the one. Well, okay, you have to make your decision to swing around the one if you're generating 10 G forces. You can wait longer and make your decision around two if you're generating in the 20 G forces. You can wait longer if it's 30. So what they're noticing is it's a high correlation to performance when you can train bat speed this way. People that just train bat speed for bat speed, it can be cheated because you can swing the bat way out front on an inside pitch and like speed up your bat, but it happened in a longer time. And so G forces measure the efficiency of that. So I know I've talked about that before, but I just wanted to be clear. Okay. So the first step of this is sequencing. So we want to make sure that the hips fire first, then the shoulders, then the arms, then the wrist, and in that order. And that's one of the key principles to improving rotational acceleration. And there's some others as well. I share this graphic a lot, but this is Freddie Freeman. This is what we are after if we want to use if we want to really drive up the G forces. So his hip is opening while his hands are still going up and back. And the reason that we like to do this is because it stretches something in the body called fascial lines. So fascia is a tissue. If you quickly stretch it before you flex it, allows you to be more explosive. And so there's a couple different ways to do this. We have to mechanically make sure that we are using our body in a way that's allowing us to access the tissue. Sorry, I'm like admitting people into the room and can't walk and talk at the same time. But mechanically, we have to do things that are making sure that this works. And then there's the training of the tissue itself, the fascial tissue. Then there's the central nervous system to fire. There's all these different things. So I have an example. I know Lenny's on the call. This is his son. He is in double A, I believe, if I remember this correctly. And so I gave him a suggestion for rotational acceleration series. I'll just play this real quick and I want to give you some critique. So this is him doing the hook'em drill. And what I want to point out right here is I'm trying to recreate what's happening when his heel gets in the ground. So this is his heel getting into the ground. And we see that his hands are coming down and forward versus if we go back to the Freddie Freeman, where Freddie Freeman's hands are still coming up and back. So when we're training, we want to try to train this stretch to happen. So this can be tricky. It can be tricky to do this. So you really need to film yourself and watch. And pay attention to that. So Lenny, that's the one thing that I would suggest he's doing that on that particular drill. On the next drill, he's doing a roll in right here. On the roll in, two things. One, we're watching his hands, and next time, can you film it so I can see his heel a little bit better? But I can tell when his foot lands. It's landing there, right there, and the hands are coming down. So we're trying to get them to still pull back. The other thing with roll-ins is, and he starts it off right, roll-ins have the toes going forward, and you're supposed to land out and land in this position where both toes are pointing towards the pitcher. So the pelvis is in an open position. And right now he's closed it off. So he started that way and then he got sideways. And so trying to stay with his toes forward is going to help him do that. Then another one, when it gets tricky, you ever seen those slow pitch softball players who are hitting these like ridiculously backspun like nukes on a softball field, and they get like really big and they hammer the ball? That can be an unlock for kids. So this is me. This is like an over exaggerated version of Big Poppy that we have. If you have a kid who is not feeling this, so this is I'm just slow-mo, but it's like a really big wave. It's like I'm kicking the catcher in the face. I'm pulling back, and my hands are still pulling back all the way till the heel gets in the ground. So my hands are still going up. Now, I'm not a professional hitter, but you see my hands are still going up as I get the heel into the ground. That's how you know you got a good rep. And then when we're doing it that way, what happens is, okay, now we are activating and we are using the fascial tissues of the body. And then when we start to use weighted bats correctly, well, we do the drill correctly while using weighted bats. Now we start to get a plyometric training effect that's happening on the body. So those are some things that I think would really drive up the G forces. So let me see if Lenny, you've got any questions about this. How can I open up this? Do you have? I'm gonna try to unmute you. Um, where is Lenny? Oh, I can't tell. Can you unmute yourself? The names don't show up here, so I can't tell who's who. Oh, I think this. There you go. Asking you to unmute. I just asked you to unmute. I know you're driving, so you might need to hop back on and oh, are you there?
I'm unmuted now. Yeah.
Okay. Did
Can you hear
that
me?
yes, did that start to answer any questions for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to see. I'm going to go back and watch it, what you're doing, what you said. But
Yeah.
I only can hear what you're saying, but I do understand it.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll go
So
back and watch. I'll go back and watch the link and see what's going on.
okay, perfect. Then the other thing I want to point out is there are other steps to this, and I will send them to you. But I always like to, when you're just starting, I don't want to send you all 300 steps and like then you're overwhelmed. So I like to just make sure we're doing the drills right first. So on the screen, if you can't see, I've got central nervous system priming activities that we want to do before he hits. Then we want stretch shortening cycle med ball drill series that we want to do. We've got water bag fascial series that we want to do, and vertical jumping and max sprinting. So like mixing all of that in. And I don't know how much of him he already is on programming that handles some of those things with any of the stuff that the organization does with him or he does on the side. But I will send you some of that stuff. So at least the first three parts. So the
Perfect.
nervous system primers, the med ball stuff, and the fascia. So he might be doing some of that stuff, but this will help check those boxes. And then you would ask the question like, how much, like, what's the process? Do we just trust the process? And it is a trust the process kind of a thing. It will happen over 6 to 12 weeks. And it'll be a little bit like a growing stock market. It'll go up, it'll go down. He'll do some things right, he'll do some things wrong. He'll be a little sore from a lift, and it'll go down, but then it works better the next day. But that's kind of how that process works.